You can
Alright.
act like it, though.
Let's just... Oh. Control C.
Nice. W can chat. Okay, this is a W stream so far. And, alright. Yeah, don't spam too much. To get my moderators to say bye-bye to you. But you can spam it a little bit, because I told you to.
If you
Alright,
guys
Akili, you
wanna,
wanna play
if you guys
Battle
wanna
Royale?
hang in on my channel, yeah.
Oh, TFK, you're streaming?
Yeah.
Oh, guys, make sure to go check out TFK stream. And then whenever you want, just come back to my stream.
I hate the Minecraft.
Hello there, I'm Thundaga, and welcome to my.
Oh, bet.
We have
Why do you
PBS
hate
for a
it,
lot of
TFK?
different tweakable
What did I
text
ever do to you?
values on
Okay, yeah, I
events.
do know why you
But don't
hate it.
worry, we'll go through it pretty slowly, and
I'm
in a couple minutes'
Steve.
time, we'll be playtesting our game. First, select the Events editor, which is next to Layer 3 here in the top bar. Events are what will end up powering a lot of your game, and we'll cover them in a lot more detail in the future, but for now, let's just go to the intro map. This is a pretty empty looking map,
Wait, TFK,
but
did you
in the
watch
top
the
left
Minecraft
and
movie?
bottom left are two events. In the top left is the full intro, which typically plays when you start the game and Professor Oak
Better
talks
put
to
on
you.
the stylus
At any
and
time, you can
start
right
it.
click and select Edit Event to view some of this. But don't worry, this is kind of complicated stuff, and we will cover all of this in the future. So you don't have to worry too much about the event commands here. For now, what we want to do is we want to disable the full intro though. So in order to do this, in the bottom section here, where it says auto run, instead let's just change this to action button for now and then hit apply so it doesn't run anymore. And then we can hit OK to close this out. What we want to do is instead go to the bottom left
Wait, where are
here,
you dropping?
because
Where
this
you
is the
marked?
quick start intro.
You get
What
Dilbits
this
from
does is
dropping
it
there?
skips that whole spiel where Professor Oak talks
Wait.
to you and just teleports you to a map and changes
Wait,
your name and sets
you-
a couple other variables.
You get Dilbits
Since
from
we want to
dropping
make
there?
it so that way the quick start intro automatically
Okay,
plays,
show me what you
let's go
mean.
down into the trigger and change that one to auto run. Now, whenever we enter this map,
Alright,
the
pretty
quick
good
start
plan.
intro will automatically play.
Yeah, I really want
And just
Bruce
like
to
that,
say
we're
again.
already almost done. There's only one more thing that we need to do. In the middle of the event commands
I don't
here
know,
for the
maybe
quick
it's
start
something about
intro
me,
is
but,
a
like,
transfer player
I
command.
ate
What this does
almost
is
half a pot of
teleports the
stir
player
fry,
to a map.
like,
And as we can see
yesterday.
right here, it's transferring us to
And,
map
like,
3,
I just
which
can't
is the
get
player's
chunky.
house. But we want to
It's
edit it
impossible
so
for
it
me to be a
transfers
big
us
back.
to our cool new map that we made. So instead, let's just do right click, edit, and then in the direct appointment field here, we can just double click this and start browsing through the map list. We made a cool new map called Test Town. And what we can
Alright,
do is we can
perfect.
also scroll
What do you
through
need
the
it
map
for?
here and then left click on a
Like,
point,
would it be
and that
quick?
will be where we are teleported to. So let's just teleport in front of this house for now. This is a
Alright.
pretty cool looking house, and we'll probably make this our house. And then just hit OK. Then after that, we can also
I
select
do
the
not know you
direction
could get
here.
Dilbits from dropping
Let's make it so our player's facing down. We don't have to worry too much about a fade. And for a point with variables, I'd say don't worry about this. Don't bother with this. And then just hit OK. There we go. Now as we can see, we are now warping to map 22, which is called Test
Alright.
Town. And then
No, it
next to
isn't
that
what-
is the
no,
coordinates,
no, it isn't
which is
what, Jake?
12, 8 will
What
be
do you
facing
mean,
down,
Jakey?
and there's no fade. 12 is the X, 8 is the Y. And then now we can hit apply. And just like that, when we start our game, we will be warped to our cool new map.
have
There are two quick
these, and
things
now I
though
have
that I want to cover really quick though
these,
before we
and
start
these, and these,
playtesting
and
the game.
these.
First is changing the game's name. In order to do this, you
Flipped
should go
by
to the top bar
JB.
here and select game,
I
then
think
go
JB
down and
stands
select
for
change
Jake's full
title.
name, so I'll
This will
accept
give you
that.
the prompt to change your game's name, and by
Oh
default
yeah,
it's
the
Pokemon
jewelry
Essentials
store. Okay, now I
V20.1.
remember how you.
Let's just call our
Okay.
game Thundaga Tutorial.
Bro, why can't I hit a shot with this? I am not a big back, Jake. When I do my face reveal, my chat will see.
Hey, Jake, don't be mean to him. Being mean is not very.
That's okay.
nice.
Jakey's my best friend. Rob valuables. Oh my god. Oh, Jakey wants to join. Alright, so I believe if you... No, not this. I really don't know where... Okay, I'm sorry about this, Jake, but... Mods! Ban that guy! TFK, this is your moment to shine, if you want to.
Mods, ban that guy! Oh
That's
wait.
right, TFK. No,
Alright,
Jake.
I am a
You have to. No,
mod.
Jake. You have to be nice. Okay, mods, don't ban him yet, Jakey. If you're not nice. Okay, there we go.
TFK, this
There we go. Stop doing what? What's wrong?
Skills.
Of course your cousin's being annoying. All I see is that you said no it isn't. You never said that I'm a big back. It's not in the chat. No, you said no it isn't. Alright, Achilles back.
I'm ready to ban anyone you need.
Alright.
Let me know when I need to jump into action.
I have 0 because I actually haven't gotten them yet because I forget how to get into the vault here. What?
you just have to open.
You just have to open the what? There's nothing with Dilbits. Yeah, and they have gold and stuff in them. No Dilbits. I've opened all of them. No Dilbits. Sorry, Rowan Plays. I can't make you a moderator yet. You need to be on 5 streams, then I can make you a mod. And you also have to be subscribed, which I think you are.
With some exceptions.
All right, I might have to do that.
Haddix,
Yeah, true.
what are the mod exceptions?
All right, yeah. You know what? I'll go 6, 7. I'll
I
go
hate you.
7. Why, Jake?
What do you mean, Jake?
He probably would.
You know exactly why I hate you right now. That's a stupid question.
And Jake, guess what? I can take away your moderator permissions. But I'm not going to. I'm just telling you I can. I have the power to.
Tell people to join my tell people to go join my live stream because
Guys, go join TFK's live stream.
yes, right now.
Guys, go subscribe to Jake's channel, even though he
by
has
the
like
way,
2 videos.
By the way, it's my birthday. You
Alright.
have to listen to me.
Yeah. Jake, family friendly.
Haddix, what the hell is happening?
Hold on.
Haddix, what is happening?
I don't know what's
Do
happening,
we need to mod
TFK.
ban that guy?
No, we don't need to mod ban that guy.
Alright, just give.
Quiet_firework. Joined. Make sure not to spam or cuss.
Hold up.
Hi TFK.
I need help.
Hello, quiet firework.
Oh, he backshotted me with his suppressed pistol.
Haddix, you can't say that.
No, he shot me in the back. That's what I mean. I'm not saying anything not family friendly.
Yeah, but that you
Okay, mods.
Oh,
Jake. Nothing. Jake, I can't
Who?
really hear what you're saying. So
Who?
speak up a little
Who?
bit. No one yet. I'm just getting your attention. Nothing. I'm just getting my mods to pay attention, just in case something happens. Oh, Gilly, yay, you're level 200. Let's go. Nice. Alright. Oh, Jake, Actually, wait, what if you recorded a video and I just stayed on my live stream?
We can do black market.
Alright, actually, that's not a bad idea, Gilly.
But Jake,
Oh, why don't you have a Gilly friended? Bad boy. Jakey wants to play with us. Jakey's a good boy, don't worry. He can be good if he... Yeah, he probably would be. No, you don't need to leave, Jake. You can stay if you want.
I'm just kidding.
Remember, I'm the party leader here. So, ready up, guys. Be on a different skin. True.
Wait, there's not gonna be shotguns if I don't get
Ooh. You do need a pump and dump.
one. I don't.
V20 for now. The reason that we want
No, I don't tell you to leave it. I tell you to mute it. Yeah, you mute it. You don't leave it. You stay on the stream. Okay, have fun. Okay. Good luck.
There's not enough tiles for this tile set. Why is there not enough? This is stupid. This is stupid.
You know what else is massive?
Shut up. No, Haddocks, don't you dare. Haddocks, don't you dare.
I dare.
Haddocks?
Yep.
No. It's my
Yes.
birthday. You have to listen to me.
I thought yesterday was your birthday,
No,
TFK.
No, tomorrow is.
Oh.
But still, same thing.
Okay, happy birthday. Yeah, Jake? Okay, no. No, close, but no. I said just mute the stream. Would you like to try again, little boy? Good boy. Good boy. What is it?
Haddocks, this is an intervention. You have to stop doing the good boy meme.
Oh, but my chat loves it.
No, they don't.
Chat, you love it, right?
Chat, you don't
You
love it,
guys
right?
No, they do love it.
No, I'm pretty sure that don't, because I go insane every single time I hear it.
Okay, Gilly, where we dropping, boy?
What do you want?
I'm asking Gilly. Alright. Okay, we're dropping there. Okay.
Right now I can't have you in here, unfortunately. I'm streaming.
Yeah, I hear it. Actually, yeah, that would be a pretty good idea. Hold on, just wait till we land.
auto change BGM your map.
I don't want to
So
get
effects
killed
and then
before I
go
even
that's
hit the
for
ground.
our map is layer is then above some grass off. Let's start like the second layer. Now let's scroll down through our tile set until we find a nice
Jake,
tree.
who do you like more,
There's
me
a
or my brother,
that tree, an
Heggy?
entire I like to all that comes to houses. Boom, look extremely
My
easy
chat
for
wants to know.
potential. So simple in making. This makes it you can press the FL which related in layer 1 like a shadow over stream. Let's say Control Z, draw this and draw that. That's another. But I dislike both of those lines. Control Z,
Can you
Control
have my
Z.
what, Rowan, please?
Bada boom.
Gilly,
That's
there's a
four,
central pump here,
and
purple.
I know this map. Before we briefly, it's time we'll be playtesting our game. First, select the Events editor, which is next to Layer 3 here
Actually,
in the top
folks,
bar.
I
Events are
have
what will
the
end up
same
powering a
starting
lot
loot
of
if you
your
have
game,
gold.
and we'll cover them in a lot more detail in the future, but for
Alright.
now, let's just go to the intro map.
Alright.
This is a pretty empty
Hey,
looking map,
Jake, go ahead and
but
hang out
in the
public on
top
my
left
Discord,
and
'cause I
bottom
don't
left
think your
are
mic
two events.
echoes there.
In the top left is the full intro, which typically plays when you start the game and Professor Oak talks to you. At any time, you can right click and select Edit Event to view.
Oh, okay, we're fine to just tap them on the back. Okay. Where are the walls? There's no... Where are the walls? Oh, finally, walls.
Your moment to shine if you want to.
Mods, ban that guy! Oh, crap.
Dumb.
See that we've done.
I mean, like, what game mode?
Battle Royale.
I'm gonna get off.
Okay, bye, Jakey.
Alright, see ya.
Everyone in the chat, say bye to Jakey.
Bye,
Oh,
Jakey.
see you, Jake.
Alright. Okay, now what do you want to play?
Yeah. I'm gonna add you on my Xbox account.
Alright.
I'm just loading in.
Wait, can we do something really quickly?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
Okay, so basically, there's like a thing in
I'm
this
joining up with them.
there's a thing in this other Discord server, and it's like submit your best clip and you win 1,000 V-Bucks.
Oh yeah, I saw that in the precision.
But we need to do it, yeah, in a specific map. So can we just do that? And can you be like my
Alright,
clip bot?
actually, yeah, I'll do that. If you can be my clip bot.
Alright, yeah. We both do it. We both do it, and I'm chilling.
Alright.
I'm just gonna put on like a random skin, and then we'll come back to lobby and then switch the skins. And I don't know what it all means. What's inside every love? Whenever you go, that's where I'll go. Please promise to. Right, you're in. Let's go.
Alright.
Ba-da-ba-da. Okay, this map like is literally 0 delay, so
It's literally what?
it's like no delay. So
Oh, nice. Okay, wait,
you
do
gotta
I just...
you gotta pretend that you're actually playing.
Yeah.
No, that's bad.
Yeah. Wait, actually, maybe get me down to 1 HP first.
All right,
Okay,
wait, yeah,
we can
let's
watch
just
out.
finish this round because I have no mats.
Yeah.
Also, can you drop me your mats and then I make your
Actually,
I'll do,
yeah.
brick and metal.
Yeah.
Alright, what's
We're
your
planning this.
Fortnite?
My Fortnite username is YT
YT
Haddix
underscore.
Gaming. YT
Alright.
underscore Haddix Gaming.
Uppercase YT?
Yeah.
Let me get you to 120 HP.
Alright.
Wait, who is this?
This is, I think this is Rowan. Wait, Rowan, we're making
No,
a
it's
clip.
not. It's not.
Oh.
It's not.
Yeah, it's me.
This is him. Wait,
How
are
much
you
health are you at?
are you Slinky Marker? I'm at 54.
That's no.
I'm
That's
adding
not
you on
right.
my Xbox account. It's
Oh,
not my
alright.
name.
Yeah, this is not you. I'm gonna pretend to be like a real player, but who's really bad.
Hold
So
on,
I'm
let me-
basically gonna pretend to be Heggy.
Oh my god, I'm playing so bad right now, bro.
Okay,
Oh, he
everyone,
left.
chat. TFK is
Is it in
wondering.
uppercase H or lowercase?
Uppercase H and uppercase G, no spaces.
Alright.
Chat. TFK is wondering how does he nuke Australia? He's wondering
Okay,
for
so
no
basically you have to
reason at all.
talk to Donald Trump first.
Yep.
And he will explain that you actually are like a chicken nugget, and then that will ensure that Australia doesn't fight you because they have a lot of vegans there because they're scared. And then LeBron James will come out of nowhere, and then basically he will like attack Australia for you because he's our Lord and Savior. And then basically that after that happens, then I don't know. I don't know what to go from there.
Alright, I'm adding you.
All right.
Okay, that was
Okay,
kind
just
of
do it.
nasty.
Yeah, that I know why. It's not gonna lie. Okay, now I have to hit a nice clip on you.
Mhm.
I'm not good at hitting clips, so whatever will I do?
Just try rest. Yeah, just hit me with your pickaxe 2-3 times.
Just gonna let him join. There. I think I hit you one extra time.
It's okay.
All right.
Where's
Ready?
boss
You
from
ready?
the sweaties?
No, I haven't warmed up my
Hold on.
building yet,
Wait,
but
let me
here
go on
we
mute.
go.
Wait.
Oh, I'm not recording. Hold on. Oh wait. Here we go. Can I? Okay, I can record and stream at the same time. All right. Can speed it up as long as I'm not talking. It'll look like I'm hitting a better clip. Yeah, that was a really bad
Oh, yeah.
clip, but I think I'll use that. Sorry if you hear any background noise, chat.
That's okay.
I'm currently streaming in my dining room because my room is under renovations.
Wait, do you stream on your
Hold
laptop?
on. Yes, because my PC is in a box. I still need to set it up when I'm done my room.
Maddox,
Yeah,
look at Rowan's skin.
Oh,
let me see. I don't think he's in yet.
I'm not in yet.
He has the Midas,
Oh, nice.
like the original.
Cool, you have it too.
No, I don't. I don't have original.
Alright,
TFK act up.
I'm gonna lock in here.
I'm gonna lock in your chat. Are we just like playing for fun now?
Yeah. Oh, you just took that wall? No problem. I thought you were at like 80 ping. What are you at now?
Like 13. I'm chilling.
I'm at 0 ping, and yet you still managed to take my wall.
I'm at like 7.
Okay, I'm doing 0 build challenge because I haven't warmed up my building yet. So. Oh, I just built, didn't I? No building for me.
Alright, I'm joining up.
Alright.
Yeah. You'll need that here tomorrow.
You can go for a clip on me this time.
You locking in?
Yeah, I'm locking in.
Alexa, turn off. Wait, what do you want to play? No.
Well, music locks you in.
Yeah, but not always on stream. Music on stream is just like annoying for the viewers. Yeah. The nanny will get angry then.
If it's good music, I don't think my chat will mind.
Alright, I'm gonna be a Dust
Skull
fan. I'm playing on
Podcast.
Xbox.
I
Joined.
only have 4 viewers
Oh my
right
god.
Make sure not to spam or cuss.
What a weirdo is he?
I'm here.
now. Who you
Yo, what's up,
Jake?
I can't turn. I can't look around.
Who you simple at it? Igilly or Jake?
My bad. I'm on his account right now. I think I gotta restart my game. It's bugging out. I'll rejoin.
No, if I hit that.
Oh my god, you still clutched.
Sorry about those files.
What do you mean those files? Oh, right, for the game. I honestly have no idea what
Alright,
happened.
if I can kill you one time, I'll be happy.
By the way, on a completely unrelated note, for no reason at all, do you know how you nuke Australia? Like, just for no reason at all. Skull, are you still there?
Stevie Macaulay.
Oh, hi, Stevie.
Joined. Make sure not
some
to
of
spam
this,
or
but
cuss.
don't worry, don't have to worry about intro them.
Hi.
So in order
Hi.
to do this, in the bottom section here, where it says auto run,
Alright, guys, let's see if this works. Oh, map connections. Okay, so yeah, we do need to remove those.
Instead, let's just change this to... Hello there, I'm Thundaga, and welcome to my How to Make a Pokemon Game tutorial series. This series will cover all of the essential info that you need how to connect, and will add a pathway out of the map. Along the way, we'll also discuss some additional mapping pro tips. Secondly, we'll create a new map, which we'll call Route 1. And lastly, we'll connect the two maps together by using the Map Connections debug and test it out in-game. With all of that said, let's get into it.
hold on.
To it. Closer to click then the Shift and T. From here, we can select the directions to the here. We just right to shift. Our need to do is press left Control and T. From here, we can select the then there we go. The thing over. Open up the route here along the left and to boom. Middle click. You can time to move such as route and then adding. Select the bottom map. Begin layer horizontal cut. Is check. We hijack and then the top. You should this you can see for up and bottom on the top. Those about this. Even need at the very at the button. I'm this to the C. And I think we can do. I think Pathway has a nice little path out of our buff in because Route 1 will just be there. To reduce the buffer on our left or top edges, make sure to shift the map left and one in the map. To reorganize these maps, you can just left in their own section if you left click and drag them all the way to the very top. Pathway here as well. Let's do that. And then let's boot up our game. The way that to connect them, first I'm gonna save real quick and then let's boot up our game. The way that the map connections are done are actually through the debug menu. So let's get into our test town. To open the debug menu at any time, you can open the pause menu or press the F9 key. I'm a big fan of pressing the F9 key. There are a lot of options in here and we'll be sure to cover them all in a later tutorial, but for now, just go down to information editors, or you can hit up and it'll take you down to the bottom of the list. So,
Map connections. Here, delete. If I run this now.
we can hit up and then go to information. Editors. Next, go to Edit Map Connections to open the Map Connections debug menu. Here, we can see our test town and a bunch of empty blue space in the canvas around it. This is because it has no map connection set up. At any time, we can press the D key and that will open the list of commands. There's A to add a new map to the canvas, delete to delete the selected map from the canvas, as well as S to browse to another map and view that map's connections. For example, if we press S and go up to Route 3, we can see Route 3's connections. As another pro tip, to browse through this map list quickly, you can press the A and S keys. So what we can do is we can press A, and let's go down to say, we can also use the arrow key to visiting multiple big maps. Let's go back to our test town. I'm gonna press S, and then I'm gonna press to left to visualize. We can left click and drag and look at how many maps are connected to Route 3. We can left click and drag anywhere in the canvas also to browse the list. Look at this is pretty cool, huh? We can also use the arrow keys to move around. As you can see from the example maps here, the Map Connections editor is a great way to visualize the layout of your maps and your region as a whole. Just be careful when connecting multiple big maps together that each have a lot of events, since that can cause the game to lag. Now, let's go back to our test town. I'm gonna press S, and then I'm gonna press the S key a few more times and go to test town. And then let's press A and select a new map to add to our connection. What we wanna do is we wanna add Route 1, so we can hit enter and select it. Now what we need to do is we need to left click and drag them and make sure to line them up real nice. There we go, now we've put test town on the left here, and Route 1 is on the right, and they're flush along the edges. These maps are now connected, and we should be able to walk between them in-game. As a general rule, I would recommend that you do not overlap the maps, and instead make sure to align them along their edges. Now, let's press escape, and make sure to save our changes, and then exit from the editor. When doing this, you can also notice in the console window that the PBS file map_connections.txt was just updated. Now, let's close our
Hi there, and welcome back to another PSDK and Pokemon. To do this video, you're kind of going to need to make sure that you've watched at least episode 7, which covers how to do the zones. That's the important outside. Now, the other issue is, in this situation, we're going to go, and you kind of just explained it pretty poorly. You're just going to need to do that switch. So we do have a C maps connected to it, that you end up disabling this map link. Unless you're using the old map link, which, just to double check to make sure you're not, make sure that you open your project, go to the project settings, go to display, and then just make sure that you have used the old map linking system off. Make sure it looks like this. You don't want this to be blue.
our debug menu and walk over to our map connection. That looks like changes. We can use my tutorial website. Please check the link in the video description. As a reminder, the editor is used, so what we can do map commands. There's A to add a new map to the canvas.
Drop easy.
Yo.
Joined. Make sure not to spam or cuss. Hi.
Hydro Peasy.
hello everyone, my name is JJ. You make this, where you go group path. It's very simple. One map here, basically your game. Now, and then as you but you might be thinking, my map isn't there. Press A, exit from the edit, and work back together. As you can see, the editing is better when we venture.
What you're doing?
Trying to figure something out.
Set up. The guide today has been helpful. Here, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time for another video. Make set up to 4 when we eventually get there, and hit enter. Go ahead and start there.
Alright. Which one of...
Hi there, and welcome back to another PSDK and Pokemon Studio tutorial. In this video, we're...
Hello there, I'm Thundaga. Hello there, I'm Thundaga, and welcome to my How to Make a Pokemon Game tutorial series. This series will cover all of the essential info. Before we get started, I'm also going to rename this from the correct copy. So, both of these types of door events of sliding are test class doors for the Mars, with the only differences being the home from, for example, I created this one here. So in Test Town here, I've gone and created a couple indoor maps. I've created this one here for our player's home with a bottom floor and a top floor, and then I've created one here for our neighbor's home. Right now we can't enter or exit these homes though, so what we need to do is we need to set up some door events. Thankfully, these are pretty easy to set up, and some very good example door events have already been made on the base Essentials maps. For example...
Oh, right, I actually need to make a map here. Give me a second. I just need to start on figuring out where my cliffs for this map are gonna go, which I have already figured out. There. And then now I can just real quick make these mountains decent by actually doing some cool stuff. No. That's... No. We want that. And that. No. We want that, though, and then we just put this here. We are going to be expanding on these later, but I just want a basic thing. Let's see. We don't want that. There we go.
Example, here in the LaRousse test class, the exam door, let's copy the event commands. 2 is that this to the correct map and uses the correct how this door event works and modify it so it takes us to the correct map and uses the correct door graphic. Before we get started, I'm also going to rename this from Fan Club Door to just Door. There we go. The way that these door events work is that they have 2 event pages. Page 1 is for going into the door, and page 2 is for coming out of the door. Page 1 is
event. Door.
Is set to trigger on player touch. So when we walk into this door event, it will then activate and run all of the event commands. The event commands start with a move route here that plays a sound effect, which is in this case door enter, and then it animates by turning to face different directions. As we mentioned in an earlier tutorial, character sprites have 4 directions, and this is also used by the door sprites, where their 4 directions in their graphic are used as 4 frames of animation for the door opening and closing. So when the door is closed, it's facing down, and then as it opens, it faces left, and then right, and then up for fully open. This cool setup here can be used for a lot of different event animations. In the event, double check and make sure that stop animation is not enabled in the event settings, since that will cause the door to cycle through all 4 columns of the character graphic as it sits there, and that doesn't look good. For our door, let's also make sure that we select the graphic that matches our house. I think that looks like the second door here within the Doors 1 character graphic. If we look through the full list here, we can see that there are a lot of different door graphics that come with Pokemon Essentials. I've even got more downloaded here from eCat's Gen 3 tile resource and Pokemon Shattered Light from when we did the tile sets tutorial. Now that we've got the correct door graphic on page 1, we also need to make sure that we select it on page 2. This way the door will look the same going in as it does when we're coming out. What the door event commands do next from here is make it so that way our player moves up into the door and then briefly turns through on so the player can always walk into this door tile.
Gotta catch 'em all.
Yes, we indeed do.
After that, it then makes the player transparent. After that, have in, and then again, and then our door edit map. Let's hit OK. Perfectly functional. So we need to make it of the door. Original the door and check is that not done. Then it takes us to our home map. Let's also go and make sure that it places us on the little doormat here on the first floor. Then let's
Control V. Okay, 1 second. Yes, please give me that. Control C.
tile. After, and then what the door event commands do next and run all of the event commands. The event commands start with a move route here that plays a sound effect, which is in this case door enter, and then it
Get out.
The move root here that plays a sound effect, which is in this case door, enter, and
Now you see, this is why I've saved a backup. Is sometimes just things just don't work out well. Stop opening Steam.
And then it.
You know, fine, we'll do it later. Alright, guys, because I'm actually kind of sick of doing all this. I'm actually going to start working on one of our maps, because I'm kind of bored of not. Okay, so... Hello? Stupid spam. Is anyone still in chat?
Litia Anuki.
Yo, Litia.
Joined. Make sure not to spam or cuss. WSP.
What's up? I don't have a delete key. Oh. Okay. No. No.
Pages. Page 1 is for going into the door. Hello there, I'm Thundaga, and welcome to my... First route has a lot of grass, as you can see. Alright, the map. At the map to open the debug, started with first route, just add 3 layers. Time to hang up here. Since we're currently viewing layer 1 here, let's press F4 so we can see all the tiles on our map. Then, with our select tool, we can left click and drag the tiles that we want to select. From here with our selection, we can left click and drag again to move this selection around, or we could just press delete to straight up delete those tiles. As you can see, it deleted those tiles from all 3 layers. I kinda liked those tiles though, and I want them back, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna press Ctrl Z to undo that. Another thing we can do with our select tool though, is we can left click and drag the selection here along the map edge, and we can press Ctrl C to copy that selection. Then what we can do is we can navigate back to Route 1, click anywhere on the map, and then press Ctrl V to paste that selection, and wouldn't you know, it selected those tiles from multiple layers. Then what we can do is we can just move it along the left edge here, and then bada boom! What I'll do now is I'll also get in there and paint a couple more trees. Look at that, bada boom. So the select tool is a very useful tool that I would recommend that you get the hang of using because it allows you to copy tiles from multiple layers at the same time. And this is very useful for more complex maps that have tiles on all 3 layers. Now what I'm gonna do real quick is I'm also gonna fill out some more trees on our first route here. Look at that. Don't you just love right click and drag? Look at that. It makes it so easy to just add a bunch of trees. You could say it's treesy. Hey! All right. Bad jokes aside, let's go in really quick and let's also add some bushes to our first route. These won't have any wild Pokemon in them just yet, because there's still some additional setup that we gotta do. But for now, I think that's looking pretty good for our first route. Our first route has a lot of grass, as you can see. Alright, I think this is enough for us to get started with a map connection. Really quick, I'm gonna fill in the dirt pathway here as well. Let's do that. Yeah. All right, now let's connect these maps. To connect them, first I'm gonna save real quick, and then let's boot up our game.
Joined.
Yo.
Make sure not to spam or cuss. Stupid V. He did something to me.
Huh? What's going on?
Revenge time.
Who is V?
Oh, you know V from Skinless.
No. Actually, I do not.
Yes, you did, pile of feces.
No, I don't. I don't even know what Skinless is. Anyways, you have to stop that because it's my birthday today. You can't do that. It's my birthday today. I mean, technically it's tomorrow, but like, who's keeping track? Oh, V. Okay, yeah, I remember V. Which is probably not relevant now, because you're probably not actually still here, but alright, whatever.
The way that the map connections are done are actually through the debug menu. So let's get into our test town. To open the debug fan tutorial, to the bottom, connect the empty up. Added to browse Route 3, we can see Route 3's connectees. Connected to browse the list, we can see our map at each town. Want to add them, and should be able to map the map. It's in the console window that the PBS file map_connections.txt was just updated. Now let's close our debug menu and walk over to our map connection. It's right on over here. Whoa, look at this. Oh my goodness, that looks like a route up ahead. As we cross over the threshold, we can also notice that our music changes and we're on the new map. Look at that, that's pretty freaking cool, huh? Using map connections like this, we can begin to make an entire region map if we wanted to. And that's it for episode 2. To access my tutorial website, please check the link in the video description. As a reminder, this tutorial is for Pokemon Essentials version 20, so if a newer version is released in the future, such as version 21, it is possible that the layout or names of some of the debugs or files will be changed. In general though, this series should get you where you need to go when it comes to making your own Pokemon fan game. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you learned something, and I hope that you have a good one. Remember to like and subscribe for more tutorials in the future. Bye now! Hello there, I'm Thundaga, and welcome to my How to Make a Pokemon Game tutorial series. This series will cover all of the essential info you need to make a Pokemon game in RPG Maker and Pokemon Essentials. In this episode, we'll discuss how to set up wild Pokemon on our map. First, we'll look at how to set up wild Pokemon encounters for our map using the debug menu. We'll also set up a couple for different encounter types, such as tall grass and water. Next, we'll look at how to edit the PBS documents directly for our wild encounters. We'll also touch on how to compile all of the PBS changes in our game. With all of that said, let's get into it. So, in the last episode, we made Route 1, and we added some grass here for our wild encounters. I did a little bit of cleaning up though, and I added our tree toppers here to layer 3, and I also moved the grass tiles down to layer 1. The grass tiles here work just fine on layer 1 because they have no transparency and they have grass beneath them. Speaking of grass tiles, let's set it up so that way wild Pokemon will appear on these grass tiles as we walk through them. What makes these grass tiles special is that they have a terrain tag ID set for them, so they're specifically treated as tall grass for the purpose of wild encounters. I'll keep this brief since this is a complicated topic that deserves its own tutorial episode, but if you click on the database button here along the top bar, and then select the Tile Sets tab, you can start seeing information for all of the tiles across the different wild encounters. I'll keep this brief since this is a complicated topic that deserves its own tutorial episode, but if you click on the database button here along the top bar, and then select the Tile Sets tab, you can start seeing information for all of the tiles across the different tile sets.
1 second.
Our grass tile is near the top here, and if we select the terrain tag button here along the right, we can see the terrain tags of each tile. Our grass tile has a terrain tag of 2, which means tall grass. Don't worry about changing anything in here though, this is just to show that the game is treating our grass tiles differently than it's treating all the other tiles. This terrain tag here is the key to triggering our wild encounters. Also worth noting is that water tiles have a terrain tag of 7 and the deep water has a terrain tag of 5.
In your stupid
There's a
trumpet.
full list of these on the Essentials Docs wiki, and I'll be sure to mention that in the description. Anyway, that's boring stuff. Let's boot up our game and get into some cool stuff, shall we? Let's set up some wild Pokemon encounters by using the debug menu. Alright, now that we're in game, let's open up the debug menu by pressing F9. Next, we need to go down and select Information Editors, and then go down and select Edit Wild Encounters. From here, we can edit the encounters for maps that already exist, or we can create a new set of encounters. Let's select Add New Encounter Set, and then select our Route 1 map. Next, it'll bring up an option for version number. For version, or we Encounters, Information Editors, and then go down and select Edit Wild Encounters. From here, we can edit the encounters for maps that already exist, or we can create a new set of encounters. An option for version number. For version, let's just use version 0, because version 0 is the default set of encounters for that map. We'll go into this in more
Please
detail
don't
in a
forget
later
to bring your
tutorial,
own food.
but just know that defining different versions would allow you to switch the encounters that appear on your map. This way, it would be possible, for example, to have the wild Pokemon encounters change as you progress further into the game. That can be a little complicated though, so let's just go with version 0 for now. Alright, so now let's hit enter, and here we go! Our Route 1 encounter set has been created. There is another Route 1 that exists, but you can tell that this one is ours because it's map ID 32. This encounter set is empty though, so let's select it. And then hit edit. From here, you can see the ID and the version again. So this is map ID 32, our Route 1, and it's version 0. Underneath though, we can select add new encounter type. So let's just go down and do that. There are a lot of different encounter types to go through here, but I'll do my best to go through them and give each of them a quick summary. For bug contest, this is to use if your game has a bug contest. I've personally never really used this one. Next is cave. This is used for cave maps. Use this if you want wild Pokemon to show up on every ground tile as you walk around. Then underneath there are cave afternoon and cave day and cave evening and so on. These are based on your PC's internal clock. If you want, you can define different encounters to show up at different times of the day this way. If the internal clock does not match the specified time of day, it will default back to the standard cave encounters, as long as those are defined. This way, you could define standard cave encounters as well as cave night, and then the standard cave encounters will appear when it's not nighttime, and cave night will appear when it is nighttime. This way, you don't have to specify encounters for every single time window if you don't want to. Next is Good Rod. Good Rod, as well as Old Rod and Super Rod, are the encounters that'll show up when you're fishing using that fishing rod. Next is Headbutt High and Headbutt Low. When headbutting a tree, these are the encounters that can appear. Headbutt High has a higher chance of appearing, and Headbutt Low is the lower chance of appearing. To be honest, I've never really used these. And next is Land. This is the standard encounter type that we'll be using on our Route 1. This is for wild encounters in our tall grass. Just like Cave, it also has different time of day settings. Next is Rock Smash. These are Pokemon. Pokemon that is time of day. But that's pretty complicated. Use those encounters that can appear. Pretty self-explanatory, right? And after that is water. These are wild encounters that can appear when you're surfing on water. These also have time of day options if you want to use those. It is also possible to define new encounter types, but that's pretty complicated and we'll cover that in a later tutorial. For now though, let's just go up and select land. From here, we can set the step chance, change the encounter type, or select add new slot to add wild Pokemon encounters to our map. The step chance is the percentage chance that a wild Pokemon will appear when you take a step in the grass. I'm personally a fan of slightly lower chances, so let's change this to be a lower value, something like 10%. As an important note, the debug menu here
Oh, I finally did it, chat. I finally did it.
Says 0 to 255, but 100 is really the highest value you need. Setting this to 100 will make wild Pokemon encounters trigger on every step, and setting this to 10 will make every step have a 10% chance of a wild encounter triggering. Now, let's go down and select Add New Slot to begin choosing wild Pokemon to appear on our map. The first value here, probability, is the weighted chance though, wild Pokemon encounters won't From here, you can choose Add Pokemon to debug themselves. Hearing though, wild 2. There are still a couple things that we need to do before our wild Pokemon will start appearing though. Wild Pokemon encounters won't ever trigger if we don't have Pokemon ourselves. So let's use some debug and give ourselves a Pokemon. To do this, from the debug menu, you can go and select Pokemon options. From here, you need to give yourself an entire party of Pokemon. I want to have a full team, but both of them are Rattata.
Stop it. Get out. Minute.
Hello there, I'm Thundaga, and welcome to my How to Make a Pokemon Game tutorial series. This series will cover all of the essential info that you need to make a Pokemon game in RPG Maker and Pokemon Essentials. In this episode, we'll discuss the basics of how to make events. First, we'll look at the event window and go over all of the different fields that can be set up for your event, such as conditions and triggers. Next, we'll make a super basic event with a stationary character that talks to us when we interact with them. And then finally, after that, we'll make a more complicated event where we have a switch that makes another event disappear and reappear. With all that said, let's get into it. So, events are very important and they're used for a ton of different things in your game, such as NPCs and trainers, as well as doors and signs and items and Pokemon, and so much more. In fact, a lot of tutorials after this one will also likely be focused on using specific types of events and their corresponding event commands. The base Essentials maps contain a lot of
Alright, anyways, I'm just gonna end up my stream here. If you enjoyed this, make sure to like, subscribe, and we'll see you all.